Hello. So this is the tutorial video for the U-Fusion, the Underbarrel VUAG U-Fusion. So I worked out a whole bunch of different barrels, so you can fully 360 with this on either of the sides. So this first one shoots to the right and then forward. And so I'm not going to show that off because, believe me. And then if I decided to go ahead and change this out and did this, this is now shooting this way and then forward. Now, to switch the barrel to shooting backwards, you put a block right here. That's all you need to do. Or you do this. Either or. Actually, no, you don't do that. You have to put a block. And so now, this will shoot up, this way, to the left, and forward. And by placing a ladder right here, you switch to floating this way, and then finally floating this way. Now, switching to the, for all of those things that I just said, you need that right there. Now, switching to the other side, you place a carpet down instead of a medium amethyst bud. And to begin, I'm going to put a chain right here. So now it will come in, hit this, and it should fire at this wall over here. Yep, as you can see, my patch crumbs told me that it did indeed shoot over that way. Now, to adjust and hit that wall, so going this way and then forward, or not forward, but this way and then this way, you just put an ender chest. Now, to shoot the back two walls, you need to do this. And so with this setup, we should be hitting either one of these two. I actually forget. I should be able to work it out, but it's one of these two. Yep, so it's that back one without the ladder. You're hitting that far back one just like the other side. And it actually should just be the same thing with a ladder right here. But there's a chance that that's not true. So nope, it is. So that's how you 360 with this barrel. So it should shoot around, I don't want to promise, but I'd say safe 15 chunks. But if you're using the original barrel setup, then actually let me do this. I'll put this in the skem on each side actually, and I'll have all the blocks that you need. All right, so with the original barrel, and I'm just going to do this so to remind. So with the original barrel, like this, this is going to shoot 18 chunks and it's going to float 20. And that should be good enough to raid most bases. If you set up directly in front of their base, you can squeeze a lot more. And I'm talking a lot more power. If you, hold up, let me get rid of these stacks. If you do what I'm about to show. So you can get a ton more range, but less Y if you come down here and break one of these dispensers. Not one of these, but one of these. And now if I look at my Canon debug with ID 1 and go to the last page and look at this last tick, you can see that it has only 292 Y adjust, but the X and the Z are a lot greater than they were. And so you can actually get 20 chunks by just doing that. And this float is, let's see, let's do the calculation. And it's floating 23. So you can get a lot more range if you do that. So basically you would just set up the entire cannon to be a little higher up by roughly give or take 50 blocks, 100. Probably about 90. And so, yes, that's how you use that. And again, to flip the barrel to the other side, you just do this. Go over here, and oh, water's going to start flowing down. And you break all this, and then you go down here and break this. Now the cannon up here is mostly watered, however the stuff down there is not. And so what you're going to have to do is actually change the barrel. You will have to go and change it, or you're going to have to go water it, essentially. And there you go. It's shooting from this side now. And you can hit all the same 360 with the other side barrel. And you can increase or decrease the range. And you can increase the range but decrease the height by removing some dispensers here. So yeah, that's the tutorial. For both barrels, you need water, right? Hold up, blue. I'll just blue wool. I'll put blue wool in the stem like this for both barrels. And I'll put it down there as well. But essentially, you need to water on top of these spots right here. You do not need to water here unless it's close. I would recommend watering it anyways, just because people like to seg and fuck with your thing. And you also need to water the candle. And maybe the block before it as well. But yeah, that's the cannon. And that's how you do all the adjusting stuff.